Hello. Welcome back to the Kickback Lounge podcast. My name is Drew Young, and I'm here with my co-host today, Kenny Brown.
What up?
Building. And we got a good show for you guys today. We're going to get into a little bit of soccer coming to St. Louis. We're going to get a little bit into Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That whole debacle is finally over.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah. I'm sick of hearing about it at this point.
Yeah. We might talk about some of the NRA stuff.
Yeah.
Gonna have some good questions later on in the show. So make sure before this episode starts, make sure to like the video and share as well. Helps us out.
Thank you.
Yeah, if we want to talk about, we could do like an extra
little Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. You want to introduce
what are your thoughts on
the whole thing?
I mean, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial has been going on for a long time. It's been in the news, covered by like pretty much every media outlet. And it's like, sometimes it feels redundant and it's just like crazy shit going on that we don't really care about. But It's just interesting to see, like, it's like, why do people watch reality TV? Why do people watch Desperate Housewives?
Yeah, or like even Celebrity Deathmatch. You know, it's like you get to see your favorite stars basically go outside their comfort zone. And obviously, like, these two people.
I didn't know who Amber Heard was, bro.
Did
all?
You? I did. I didn't know who she was, bro. Only movie I knew her from is Aquaman.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the only reason I knew Johnny Depp is because he's Johnny Depp.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's so weird. And like, it's a weird couple. And
that is a weird couple, man.
Drew was telling me off air that Elon also had a time with her too. That's crazy.
Three-way with her and with Amber Heard and Cara Delevingne. That's awesome.
Yeah, he said that's awesome. My final thoughts on this whole thing is that she's crazy,
and she got caught cheating.
Yeah,
with
like during their relationship.
What's his name? Not Phil DeFranco. James Franco.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my God.
Like plus she's been lying on the stand. Like, she faked images. They're like, this image is from the exact same time, like exact same timestamps, but like obviously one's edited.
Yeah.
And then she contacted TMZ, and then she said she never contacted TMZ. Then they had a guy from TMZ even snitch on her.
Right. And basically said that was false.
Yeah. He's like, no, you definitely like told us. So it's just, she's been caught lying so many times, bro.
So are they going to get money for this, or are they going to get jail time for this?
I mean, honestly, I don't think they'll get jail time because it's a defamation suit.
Yeah.
So they're basically Amber Heard suing for $100 million.
Right.
Johnny Depp suing for 50. And like, Johnny Depp's lawyer became a fucking star, that one chick. Because she's like, it's weird. The media's weird because they love you till they don't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're loving Johnny Depp's lawyer now until she gets canceled or some shit. You know what I mean?
It's weird how everyone took to Johnny's side.
But I mean, that's because that's who deserves. I feel like, me personally,
I agree too. I agree too. I think he won the case. I just think
but you can't lie on the stand.
No.
Or edit fake videos or lie about like just abuse. Shit like that. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, she's not truthful in what she was saying, and like, honestly, they can only take what she was saying with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I think it definitely ruins her career though. Like, they've already taken her.
As it should.
Yeah, I mean, they're already trying to take her out of Aquaman 2, even though she's already shot scenes for it. And I just think that, like, yeah, she's probably done, bro.
Yeah.
She's probably done.
But like you said, Johnny Depp might be fucked as well. Just like his character, but like, at least you're not lying.
Because think about it. You're not gonna, I mean? Coca-Cola's not going to want to do business with a guy who, you know.
I mean, shit, he might. He's popping. He's popping now.
It's just, yeah, man. I think it's crazy to see that
From
whole
Coca-Cola,
case,
I'm signing
like,
Johnny
being
Depp.
public though too.
Huh?
It's crazy to see the whole thing being public. Like, that's the world we live in now, dude.
Yeah, but it's like,
it's weird.
I think it's just because it's so high profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then like if you sign up to sue somebody for $100 million, you deserve to be televised.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just weird to me that like that's where we are with society.
Yeah, it's an interesting trial though, but
yeah, man,
thank God it's over.
Yeah, thank God that shit's over. I don't really know what's gonna happen there.
I just want the results. I'm sure Amber Heard's gonna be like gonna lose, because even that, on top of that, her lawyer's fucked up multiple times.
Oh yeah,
and just been like, I don't know, never mind. Like, and her lawyer's gotten grilled multiple times by just like people on the stand.
Yeah,
and it's weird how they can just like twist and lie about. Or not lie, but they can twist like narratives and then like ask people about it. I think that's something they did with you ever seen Making a Murderer?
No, but I heard of it.
So basically there was this one kid on there that they were like investigating, and they basically got him to admit to a crime that didn't commit, allegedly.
Yeah.
So it's just like weird how they can twist things and like make you guilty, or like try to make you
our justice
seem
system
guilty.
is kind of shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
A lot of people have known that for a while. I it's just weird, like you said, that you can ask open-ended questions and kind of get whatever answer out of it you want, and like try to put people in the hot seat. Like I feel like, to Amber Heard's credit, like she's gotten some of those too. She just so happened to do worse things than he did, but I feel like they're equally in the wrong.
I would say it's like probably like 75-25. She's pretty fucked, bro.
She's crazy.
Because I mean, just when you lie about it, it's like, so what that can do to a man in 2022, like it can literally destroy your entire legacy.
For the last decade, I would say she's ruined his career because of
she chopped off his finger, bro.
Yeah. And I remember like the whole wine thing too. I forget what year that was. That was like 2010. But it like came out that he was a beater and shit, and like women started getting on him. Oh, he's a beater. Oh, we always knew he was like that. Oh, he's this, he's that. Johnny Depp got his image ruined, and he had to bring it back with like Pirates of the Caribbean and fucking movies like that.
That's like a fire way to bring it back. Let's be honest.
I don't know. It sucks. It sucks, man. And honestly, to be honest, I don't know why they would continue to make memes and shit. Like, these are news stories making memes and jokes and shit about this, and I feel like it's just getting old. Like,
I mean, it's just because, like, bro, when you fuck up as bad as you do, like her lawyers and stuff,
yeah,
it's just embarrassing, bro. Like, it's embarrassing. Imagine she probably paid them like, at least a couple mil, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine paying somebody a couple mil and they fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
they flat out.
If I pay you a couple mil for anything, you shouldn't fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what it is.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, bro.
Like, where can I pay somebody $2 million and they fuck up? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And they lost her the fucking case. I would be pissed.
To say I don't know. I'd be like, get the fuck out.
She's the one who initiated the case too, isn't she?
She crazy, bro.
Like, she's the one I think who wanted the more money too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she did initiate the case.
Yeah, like what the hell? You're not prepared?
Bro.
You know.
And then she fucked up multiple times. So it's like, bro, she snitched on herself.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It's almost like bringing Tekashi 6ix9ine in as your like co-defendant or something, bro.
It's like an episode of The Simpsons or something, bro.
Pretty much.
Like,
they probably predicted this.
Seriously,
they probably predicted this.
Like, it's some crazy shit going on. That's one of them, and it's just been so funny to see this whole entire time. I'm sorry, it's been funny.
That's what it has been. But it's I mean, it's two toxic individuals,
two rich ass motherfuckers going at it.
Two rich ass toxic individuals.
It's entertainment.
You know? Imagine, oh my god, bro. Imagine somebody suing you for $100 million and thinking like you can just fake a photo.
Yeah. Like,
bro, there's data on every single photo you take.
Yeah.
Like, she could at least screenshot it.
It's weird, bro.
If you screenshot, like if you take a photo, edit it, and then screenshot, it's gonna come from the time of the screenshot.
So what?
That would be way smarter to do than like.
Let me ask you this: why didn't they just leave each other, bro?
There's too much money in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? Why? Like, so, like, what relationships and like celebrity relationships? Like, what is that, bro? Like, what is that even? A lot of people don't call it love. A lot of them don't call it like anything.
I mean,
some of them have that.
I'm sure it started that way.
And it's like, what the fuck are you trying to do here? Like, it's like you said, it could be the money.
Yeah.
It could be that they were just trying to, but like what? Why?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you just leave? You're Johnny Depp, bro.
I think he was too entrenched in like all the drugs and like, I mean, I'm sure you get status from that.
Fuck her, bro.
She's crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm sure you get status from that
Johnny
though.
Depp, I'm sure you can get some more status.
No facts.
You know what I mean? Like, all these celebrity actors probably want his bones, bro.
Like, Johnny Depp, and then you got to start over and all that.
You got to start the talking stage. And,
yeah. I don't know. Final thoughts on that?
It's just silliness. It's stupid.
I'm glad it's over.
In the real scheme of things in everyone's life, like, how many people care about that shit, bro?
Do you have like a broadcaster or like radio personality or podcast personality that you look at?
Probably Big Boy.
Okay. Solid.
Honestly, like, seriously, like I got into like actually studying him like probably last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to just watch him for fun. But Big Boy, I consider a personality that people love and gravitate towards a lot.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it, man. He has people on there that are probably from the streets, like for sure.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have done time and shit like that. But no matter what, he's always kept it consistent. Like he doesn't put on a show. Like he doesn't try to act hard. He doesn't try to act. You know what I mean?
He just keeps it real.
He just keeps it real, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like
For the most part.
that's what you want in media.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk like fans, especially when you talk like opinion. In today's world, you have to be broad, but also stick to your guns. And I feel like he does it perfectly.
If you don't, I mean, if you do as much radio or like episodes as he does,
right,
you're gonna get exposed. Like,
right,
your opinion. So you might as well keep it real.
Yeah, Ebro's been there.
Bro.
A couple times
because I don't fuck with Hot 97.
He's real until he's not. All of them. They're real until they're not.
I don't fuck with Hot 97, bro.
Yeah.
Because just like the whole, I mean, there's like a lot of good messaging to the community and shit.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like the way they do some of their artists, like how they did Kodak and stuff.
Yeah.
Like just trying to make them talk about like charges on
They've
some
had him
like
walk
DJ
out.
Vlad stuff.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. And like,
and that's what you don't want, man.
I don't care if old heads like bashing like a bunch of young rappers or just stuff like that, but it's just like, bro, you should be promoting.
Yeah.
Like, you do your job.
Yeah, and I think Breakfast Club, does it well. I think that the show that we're talking, Big Boy's show, does it well.
Anybody else besides Big Boy?
That's probably it. Honestly, everyone else I feel like is kind of biased on some sort of opinion.
No, yeah.
Like I used to watch Breakfast Club, and same thing. I just think that they're kind of biased. Yeah. So,
I mean, for me, I look at like Charlemagne. I look at Stephen A. Academics. Just because like Academics, like I was saying earlier, his work ethic is crazy,
insane.
Like you can't match that.
You can't match. I mean, no one can really replicate that. All you can do is try to get as close as you can to it.
I mean, you can. You just have to do it if that's what you want.
That's insane.
I mean, Stephen A. obviously like for he's had like a ton of backlash and everything, and like people hating on him all the time, and he's been doing this forever, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
he started in newspaper, and then like going to reporting, and then like doing the personality stuff, and like that's cut from a different cloth, bro. Like you can't tell him nothing. Like
no, and it's cool to see like this new era of media because it's kind of cool to see like the people like Stephen A, the people like Skip Bayless, like these guys are on their way out and they're starting to bring in new people.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool to see how like the scene is shifting, man. It's like a shift of culture.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how like these stations kind of continue to do stuff without Stephen A, without Skip Bayless, because these guys are legends, bro.
Do you think like the culture will shift, or it will kind of like be a new era, but it will kind of shift into like old roles? Like it will be new people, but they'll still be goated. Like,
yeah, I'm not sure, man. To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
I think that's what happens just in anything, because you look at the commissioner, like
people don't like change though.
Yeah, but it has to happen.
Max,
Huh?
You saw the stuff with Max, like Max Kellerman,
when
he got let go and stuff. Bruh. It's like
he's
such a good anchor, and he was such a good person to like covering the news and stuff.
Who
and
even is on First Take right now?
Well, now it's just kind of that second seed has been,
shifting?
It'll be like Perk, it'll be like JJ Redick.
Bro, I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched since Max Kellerman's.
It's good still. It's just that they are still trying to find that.
That's crazy. Why can't you have to find that guy?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand like how that's gonna look after he's gone.
I'm pretty sure Skip was the guy, and then like they brought on Steven. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Yeah.
Yep. Because I think Skip has been doing this way longer.
Yeah, and then Stephen A took that spot. Just because like he's goated, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Nick, forget his last name, but a couple people from The Jump, Rachel Nicholson, like Nick and all of them.
I don't fuck with her, bro. I don't fuck with her.
Because what she said?
Because Jimmy Butler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
once I found out she hooked up with Jimmy Butler, it throws all my...
So was that confirmed, though?
I don't know.
Allegedly. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's the space for it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things.
I don't know. We can get into that TED Talk question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Let's see. Okay, we're at 4:13.
Yeah.
We can do the TED Talk, and then if you want to do the TED Cruise.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you. So I had an interesting question, kind of an interesting thought. Like if you did a TED Talk with a room full of people, you get to pick your demographic. What would that TED Talk be? Like, what would that TED Talk be about?
Yeah, so my demographic would probably be younger kids Well, teenagers probably.
Okay.
Just because like if I ever felt like I needed guidance, it would probably be that age.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the topic would be just like pursue your actual passions, because like it's possible. Like I was talking about like, I mean, I always talk about like grinding or just being on your purpose, kind of like always working towards what you want to do. And like, obviously I'm reaping some of the benefits of that now.
Right.
Or like working on some of the Cardinal stuff, or just getting to meet
the radio.
Like, yeah, just like doing the radio. Like I would never think I would want to be in radio, but just like follow. They always say find what you want to do, but by doing that, you have to like try different things.
Right.
Just try, like, say you want to be a YouTuber, try YouTube. Like, see if you like it. It might not be for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try, like I said, try maybe starting a podcast. That might be for you. You might like it. But you just have to actually like go out and try different things and like constantly grind, because I mean, where I'm at today and like where I'm going to be is a product of what I've been doing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I would tell them.
Okay.
What about you?
My demographic would probably be like 30 to 50.
Yeah, you want them old heads?
I want the older people. I would say my main topic would probably center around probably figuring out your happiness and like figuring out because the thing is, what I was going to say, I'm trying to put it into words, is that you basically don't want to give up the hope. And I feel like that's a big running thing right now too. Is like I've started to look into like the psychology and like the thinking of like being an adult and like being a person who's like middle age. And it just feels like a lot of people who are past their prime, who've had kids and stuff like that, and who are just basically kind of going through life. It seems as though I think people need to reconnect to their passion, like their love.
Oh, for sure. I heard this story the other day. There's this guy, he was like he has a brother and everything, and his brother was taking care of their parents for I think like maybe like 5 years or something. So he's living with their parents, and then he's like, we need to get you to do something like that you enjoy. And then he used to be a drummer when he was, I think, like a teenager. His brother used to be a drummer. So then he bought his brother some drum lessons, like 10 drum lessons. And then he got really involved in that and started like making a bunch of music. Yeah. Just like pursuing that, playing, like managing bands, playing in a band. Yeah. And he was like retirement age.
Yeah. So, and that's what I would say too. It's like, cause a lot of times, like when people like go off that path of like what they don't like to do anymore, and they kind of like make their career, like their passion, their main point, they basically lose that happiness. They lose that joy of life because they don't have something that they enjoy doing anymore. Yeah. Because they feel as though they're trapped in a bubble. And I feel like that's where a lot of American society is now.
Especially that age range. Like,
yeah, man. And like, especially as I talk to people who are like that age, a lot of it is like guilt because of like where the economy is. A lot of it is like, just honestly like a trapped feeling. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel as though like that group of people, society likes to forget about. I feel like we take for granted, like the people who kind of get things going. But I feel like, we all need to feel appreciated. And I feel like a TED Talk basically describing that and like finding like your inner self is what we need. And I feel like that's definitely a message that the world needs right now.
Yeah, you said something at the beginning that I wanted to go off of, but I can't remember.
Was it demographic or was it
It was after the demographic. You said like pursuing.
Yeah, sometimes you pursuing like your passion can turn into like your career, or pursuing like something that you enjoy doing can turn into like your pursuit. And so I feel like that's basically where it is. It's like the more people like find out, like if you're a person who likes working on cars and you work on cars, like obviously you can make something out of that. And I feel like that's more important than figuring out like when to be on time for work during the week and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like for somebody else's.
It was what I was gonna bring up is a mindset point of like you mentioned like becoming an adult, or the mindset of that. Yeah. Something I always like have thought when I was a kid. I always used to hear people say like, don't give up that like you can do anything mentality. Right. Because a lot of times like people get stuck in their 20s, 30s, 40s, like the thought of like them being able to do what they want is like, they're like, that's not realistic. That's
Right.
not like that's just like wishful thinking, like thinking like a child.
It's
But
not,
like
yeah.
I've always heard like from a young age, like don't ever give up on that. And that's something I never like gave up, and it's worked out,
Yeah.
when you actually like believe that you can do what you want as long as you like work hard at
100%,
it,
man.
and like just like have the drive to like learn and try to do good. But yeah, like never give up that mentality for sure, because
Yeah.
you can actually achieve a lot more than you think, and you can get far. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just one of those things, like you said, it's just mentality based. You just got to keep pushing. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, you can make something out of your environment, but at the same time, don't be afraid to just keep pushing it,
Mhm.
even further. And I feel like that's where I am too. Like with my mindset as a young man is like where I am with my job and stuff. Like I'm cool, but at the same time, it's like you also want to strive for more, and you don't
Mhm.
want to become comfortable.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing with young people is like we always feel like we're trying to find that comfort. But I think we're at the age now where you don't necessarily want to find your comfort, but you want to find, what's going to get you to that next
Fire.
stage.
Yeah.
You know,
fire under you.
right. You want to get to that next stage, and you want to make sure that you're always like you said, fire under your butt, that you're always feeling as though you have to overcome what you did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you do that, like as long as you do like what Steve Nelson says, like 1% every day,
Mhm.
You're going to make improvement by the end of the year. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. That's kind of where my head is too. Like Steve Nelson, I don't know if you know who that is.
Did he write a book?
I
Did
think
write
he was
Atomic
on-
Habits?
I think he was on Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Either
'cause
Green Bay or
that was
Panthers.
like basically the message of Atomic Habits.
And
is
yeah.
where, like,
It's a
Yeah.
great message to have. I know a lot of people use that same message. It's just like one of those things where like just 1% every day.
yeah, and I would say one thing too is like one thing too
It's
is like people get wrapped up in motivation.
Yeah.
People get wrapped up in like seeing social media motivation, or like
Yeah.
just messages, when
Or like having like the right song or something.
stuff like that. But like
Right.
actions definitely speak louder than words. Whereas like
100%.
you can get all the motivation you want, but it's always discipline over motivation, because you're not always going to be motivated.
Yeah.
But if you stay disciplined, that's something David Goggins talks about.
Yeah.
If you stay disciplined,
true.
like it's gonna pay off more than motivation, because like I said, motivation only comes whenever you're
Yeah.
motivated or inspired.
And like my boss says, you can burn out that way too. If you just go in full steam every day, but you're not like you said, disciplined, and
Mhm.
you're not like disciplined with your time, you can burn out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say like that's another thing too. It's like you have to be the discipline. You have to have that discipline with like the drive to go ahead and do it.
That, and then another thing I just learned throughout life is like do good, or like work hard, be for yourself and not for others.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get in the mindset of like, oh, fuck these, like say at work, like fuck these people, why would I want to work hard for them? I'm gonna be lazy, blah blah blah.
Right.
But like you're really affecting yourself
Yeah.
more than you're affecting them, just because like you're not performing at what you could be, and that's gonna mess with you subconsciously.
Yeah. And honestly, that's speaking facts. Like people that like my employees that I have at work,
Mhm.
like it's the same thing. It's like they come in, wearing Crocs, or like they're, dragging their feet, and you think that you're bringing down the team when, like you said, in reality, you're basically showing the light on yourself.
Yeah.
You're showing what you can give, not what someone else can give. And I feel like that's definitely
Still
like,
wearing Crocs.
no, like, you know what I mean though? Like, bro,
Nah,
if you're not ready to work, like, it's
I know
just,
what you mean. Yeah.
so it's just one of those things, like you're speaking facts. It's just, that's a lesson for life. Like you have to be accountable, and like, it's
To
part of like
yourself?
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, if you're not there, you know what I mean? Like if you're not who you are, like want to be, then it's not genuine. And I feel like that's kind of where it comes from too. It's like, you have to be a person who's willing to contribute to the team.
Imagine being that person that's like, oh yeah, I work way better than them. I'm just not going to though.
Yeah.
Because that's not true.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. And
Not
I
better
mean, we
than
all
them.
have those workers at our work too. Cause like
Yeah.
we have some people like that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's everywhere. Just
Yeah.
in life. Like you're not, if you don't do what you say, then you're not it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
100%.
that would be my message.
Yeah. I think a TED Talk would be like surreal to do with
Yeah.
like a room full of people, just because it's like a lot of those TED Talks are bullshit, and like
Mhm.
you don't want to like misconstrue your message, and you also don't want to like make it seem.
You think so? You think most of the TED Talks are bullshit? Not most, but
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like the topics, you know what I mean?
bro,
Like some of those
sometimes
topics
they
don't
be
even
like-
make sense. Like Kid Cudi's, his was
Yeah.
basically like, "Oh, my name is Scott," and that's it. And it like basically talked about like
I liked Kid Cudi's.
I liked it too, but it was just like, you know, it's
It was just mainly like this is
his
my
life and
but
then
like
how
you,
he
you
got to
take
where
what
he is.
you take what you want from that, and I say like his was like just pursue your passions and like don't be afraid, because like if you look at his story, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he basically went
crazy
from
story.
Cleveland to New York with nothing, lived in his car, and then like obviously became the man who he is today.
Yeah.
Along the way, you're gonna have a lot of help. Don't be afraid to accept help.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, it was a good message. It's just like one of those things where like I never want to like make it general. If I did do a TED Talk, I want to make sure that people can like start thinking about some stuff, because I would start talking about the job stuff, but then I'll probably get into like some of the world stuff too.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you though. Like I feel like TED Talks a lot of times they're like, do this one specific thing, and your life will be great.
Yeah, it's never that simple. It's never that simple.
That simple, bro.
No,
they're always like
you have to
though.
go through a lot of shit before you can get to the goal.
Yeah,
and that's basically what it is. Like even where I am now, like in my life, like it's just like you still have to keep going. Like you have to go through the shit before you can get here. And I've been through some shit. You know, I've been through jobs that sucked ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to get to the one I'm in now. Is this the best it's gonna be? No, but at the same time, it's like also, you know, you have to accept your stepping stones and accept like where you are in your life and just continue to keep building.
Yeah.
That's basically what, you know, I would tell people is like definitely don't give up. No matter, like you said, no matter how old you are, find your passion, find your love, figure out what's important to you in life. Because at the end of the day, like that's what matters, you know. Like, we all have a short life. It's about like what you make of it.
So let's get into a little bit of sports at the beginning. Soccer is coming officially to St. Louis. Their stadium, I think it just got finished, or like at least the field and stuff did.
Yeah. Yeah, they started establishing like the practice squads and stuff like that, practice fields, training facilities. So yeah, I mean, we're getting there, man.
Big
We're getting there.
So let's talk about what sport do you think has the best fans?
Best fans?
Or like the whole atmosphere of
Okay, so are we talking just sports teams like Boston
Sports.
Red Sox
Sports.
or okay?
baseball, football,
Oh, sports in general.
soccer,
Gotcha.
basketball?
I would say the best sports fans by far has to come down to football fans.
You think
I
so?
feel like with the history of America and like what we have tied with that sport.
Yeah, you're saying specifically in America?
Oh yeah. I'm saying specifically in America, American football. I think that teams like the Browns, the teams like Green Bay Packers, teams like the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
These teams have a lot of history. Steelers, Chiefs. These teams have huge history with like the whole organization. I feel like that is what like when you look at like sports teams, you look at like the people that encompasses the team, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like baseball fans, yes, they're more I guess they're more supportive. But when it comes to like actually being a fan of like going to each game, showing out, tailgating, like when it's cold, rainy, snowing, and you're still there at the games, I feel like it comes down to football.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. What about you?
So I will say soccer fans.
Soccer fans, yeah.
And here's why.
I put them up there.
Think about it. So you brought up the point of tailgating. Think about soccer tailgating. Literally, these guys have like parades before almost every match. Look at like Seattle. They're literally walking and having a parade, bro.
The fucking flares.
Yeah, the flares.
They got the flares and smoke grenades and shit. Yeah, it gets wild.
You look at what just happened. We were just talking about it before the podcast. What just happened earlier in the Champions League? Fans get so rowdy that they get tear gassed. Like,
it's insane.
That's how bad.
That's insane.
That's how bad the fans are. Obviously, that's not America because overseas it's a bigger sport, and just worldwide it's a bigger sport.
Right.
But
I forget what movie it is. But there's this movie that's actually covers like the fan base of like soccer, specifically football.
Yeah.
They cover it specifically on that movie, and like turns out like after the games and stuff, the rivalries get so heated that like these fans would have big groups of like red versus blue or green versus
brawls, bro.
Yeah, and it'd be like after the games in the streets, like underneath the stadiums and shit. Like people would legitimately
that's how serious it gets.
Rush each other. And if you look at like search it on YouTube,
Yeah.
We'll look it up after this. Search on YouTube, bro. Like it gets crazy.
Yeah.
People start shooting off flares and shit at each other, and
A
like
lot of
it
times,
gets violent.
A lot of times they call it like derbies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it gets rough as fuck.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
But I think it's because like a lot of these teams are so tied into their specific city or town. If you think about it in America, like a lot of times our teams will be named after
Right.
stuff and not like the actual city. So obviously you have like think of St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
LA Rams.
Yeah.
You know? Which they play into the animal or like
even the name of our stadiums.
Yeah.
Think about our stadiums. We got like you got Smoothie King Center and shit like that. You got like fucking crypto.
Yeah. Or thing like Minnesota Timberwolves.
Right.
Like it's always like a character or like something like that. And other places, they don't really do that. Like think of Liverpool, like that's the town.
Yeah.
Liverpool. Think of Manchester City.
Yeah.
That's literally Manchester.
That's their block, bro.
That's their identity.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's part of the reason why these teams like ride so hard.
Do you think that it's also because our sports are in America are like more general, like you were saying, like they're more general to the city instead of like the town?
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll have, I'm sure you have this like in soccer outside of the United States as well, but there's no football team here right now, in St. Louis, so you'll get like a Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of out of state fans or like out of place fans, basically.
I would agree too. Going off your point, I would say soccer definitely is probably the more fan based like sport.
I would say internationally.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just looking off the stadiums and stuff, like we name our stadiums after brands.
Yeah,
brands that sponsor that stadium. Over there, that stadium is more than likely going to be named after a famous person. To that area, a famous person that. Or it's something that's very specific and very important to that area. It's not going to be like Smoothie King Center,
Yeah.
And so like back to the history part of it, yeah, for sure. I would say it's very ingrained in the culture over there. And like, we think that our football is like ingrained into us as well. But like you said, it's like, it's very general. Like all of St. Louis has one team. Instead of
you
it
see
being
what
like
happens.
St. Charles has a team. And then you go over here, you got like Fenton has a team.
I think they've done that in soccer before. Like they moved locations.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, in St. Louis when the Rams left, you got a lot of people like, no, I'm not a Rams fan anymore.
Yeah, some people just gave up.
That would never happen like across. At least I don't think so.
I would agree. A lot of people just jump ship, or some people just gave up, like you said, like they just gave up the sport. But what would you say is like the greatest sports team like to ever exist? Rather it be like Manchester United, rather it be like the Yankees,
to ever exist,
rather it be like Green Bay Packers. Like what is the greatest sports franchise team to ever exist, to ever do it?
I would say it kind of depends on the sport, but you have to obviously like throw the Lakers in there, throw like Barcelona, Real Madrid in there.
Yeah.
Just because they got so many chips.
Yeah.
But it kind of depends on the sport. But I would probably have to go with like Barcelona.
Barcelona?
Yeah. That's
just fair. That's fair. Honestly, I would have to say greatest of all time. It's probably going to be a toss-up between, like you said, the Lakers or Boston Celtics for me. I think the Celtics definitely have a strong fucking like argument for that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was gonna say almost like the Patriots as well too. But when you think of like championship greatness and like the 18 or so that like the Boston Celtics have, and you look at what that team means to the NBA organization versus like say for instance like Barcelona and what they mean to the MLS, it's insane, Drew. Whoa. When you say like the competition,
La Liga.
Yep. Sorry, La Liga. It's insane when you talk about competition. Yes, Spain has humongous games. But I just feel like when you look at like
but they're on the international stage as well. It's not just like,
yeah, and it's kind of hard to
because you'll get a kid in like Africa, in like a poor town or something, with like it's just remote.
Yeah,
and then they'll have like a Messi jersey or something like that.
Right.
Right. Just crazy.
It's over different.
Not to mention, think about this in soccer. International teams.
Oh yeah, Brazil, like yeah.
Because look at, obviously football's not gonna have national teams,
right?
Because it's just like
it's just the one and done.
I mean, it's in Mexico. It's in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like other places too, but it's not as big as the United States.
Yeah.
Basketball, you have the Olympic teams.
Yeah.
But they're not riding like they are for the World Cup, bro.
And honestly, the NBA is already global.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the one league you can play basketball where you are considered the pinnacle.
Yeah.
But I looked up an interesting stat here. These are like all the United States teams like to ever have like the most championships.
Mm-hmm.
You got New York Yankees. This is as far as World Series. Like
that's what I was thinking too. Yankees.
Yeah, these are just baseball. Yankees, Cardinals, Philadelphia, Boston Red Sox. These are people who have had the most, but Yankees have 27.
Yeah.
Cardinals have 11. We're second, which is awesome. NFL, most championships. You got Packers, which we both knew. Championships as far as Super Bowls, you got 6 with New England. That's the record.
Yeah.
Basketball, same thing. Boston Celtics 17. So yeah, I mean, with America, it's a trend with our teams. Like I feel like the top teams here are pretty much the same teams: Boston, New York.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it.
Plus, like a lot of teams are just all in the same location. Like
right.
I have California,
right,
New York,
right,
like you said, Boston,
and I feel like it's just more global across the states. I would say final answer, like you said, it might be soccer. I think soccer might be the most global and the most popularized sport to date.
That's why I'm excited for soccer to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not one of those things where like we take advantage of a team that we have here,
right.
How it was with the Rams, because I mean, I was obviously too young when the Rams were winning.
Right.
Because it was like what, 99 or something?
99, 2000. That's when we won.
So it's like I was fucking 3 years old.
Yeah.
But
Marshall Faulk era, me and you, we were a lot younger. So
exactly.
We kind of missed that whole thing.
We missed like the stands being packed. Because, I mean, bro, when the Rams were here, it was like Edward Jones Dome. And then this, bro, straight concrete at the top.
What was his name? Brad? Yeah, I mean, our stadium was shit. But what was his name? Brad, our quarterback? Because it was Steven Jackson in the backfield. I know we had Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
We had Tavon Austin. Yeah. We had Cooper Kupp. No, we didn't have Cooper Kupp. We had Brandon Cook. And then we had Tavon Austin, Steven Jackson in the backfield. Our quarterback is a guy from Mizzou. I forget his name. He's only in the league for like 8 or 6 years.
Yeah. It was just not good, bro.
Not good. I mean, it's just, it didn't work out. I would say like you said, I used to go to games like maybe once a year, if that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we took our team for granted. And I feel like, I hope it's not like that. Yeah. Like to your point, I hope it's not like that with our MLS team. I hope that the fans support it.
Yeah.
I hope that we're so much in support of it that we kind of keep them accountable. Because I feel like that's what happened, dude. Like we, as a team, as a fan base, didn't support the team enough to get some good players.
Yeah. And it also matters like how the team performs.
Right.
Because, I mean, you look at the Cardinals, they're doing all right right now. But like they just sold out their stadium yesterday. 45,000 people.
Cardinals and Blues do really good business in St. Louis.
And that's because they're winning. Like
winning culture.
If you start to lose, bro, you start not to fill up that stadium. I feel like baseball's gotten bigger here in St. Louis. I mean, it's always been big, but like over the last couple of years, you got like people just, it's almost like going to the games is like a,
well, people are starting to bandwagon now too. Out of state. You're seeing a lot more people wear Cardinals hats and Cardinals jerseys and stuff. Yeah, for sure. And I would even go as far as to say, without the team supporting like the fans, it's kind of a give and take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the team does a good job of keeping us contending.
That's what the Rams didn't do, I feel like.
Right. And that's what I feel like it's like us as fans, we should have been to the point where like we got frustrated, but I think it was too late.
Yeah.
You know, at that time, like we were losing every year. It was just like, all right, sell the team. Let's start fresh. So, you know, it's just one of those things. we have to support the team, man.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, you have to support the team, but the team, I mean, I'm sure the Rams are like in the community and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, you always see like a ton of like Cardinal stuff with the community. Sure, with the same with like the Blues.
They do event nights and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's
fun
nice.
Fun stuff. I don't remember too much of like the Rams being like, hey, this is like Marshall Faulk night or something.
I mean,
like,
they would never do Star Wars nights and like because that's probably one of the funnest things ever, man. If you guys haven't been to like Star Wars night at the Blues and like Enterprise, it's like so fun.
They're having a Star Wars night coming up for the Cardinals.
Yes.
And then they're giving away championship replica rings.
Yep, they do
25,000 of them.
Sometimes they do the t-shirts. I feel like that's how you get people in the seats, man.
Exactly. I don't remember that with football at all.
At all.
And then they're doing it with like they did with the Blues. Like their replica rings are nice, bro.
Yeah.
They're actually just, like super sick. But yeah, hopefully they do that with soccer. And I want to go to the parades and like I want to cover some of this stuff in soccer. So that's gonna be fire, bro.
St. Louis right now with our sports is very exciting. I mean, MLS is coming here, and then Blues made it to basically second to last round before hitting the finals again.
RP.
I mean, but still, we're contending, man.
No,
you can't complain.
Exactly. Like if you make it that far, obviously you want to win the cup, but I mean you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, we're getting more events in St. Louis. It's looking up for the city, man. To be honest,
I would say for sure. It's good to see because like when me and you were younger, like we saw the city head into that direction.
I mean, did we though?
A little bit.
Yeah.
When you say like we saw glimpses here and there of the city getting more money. But like now it's like full fledged. You see a lot more bridges being made. You see us starting to finally get some construction going.
Yeah.
Things are getting back to normal too with COVID. So like a lot of the stuff that would have been done like in 2019.
That's weird. Yeah.
Is getting done now. So like it's just good to see everything moving again. I think that what St. Louis people want to see from the city, with this new sports team is that we are being heard.
Yeah.
I think that they kind of tested things out with St. Louis FC. And it got really good feedback. And so if we can continue that and we can continue people like, going to these games and supporting the roster, I feel like we're going to get there. But it's just going to be a team effort.
Yeah, it kind of makes you want to stay and like build something here,
Yeah. There's potential here, man.
For sure.
I think a lot of people are starting to see that too.
They talked about like, I've heard things about like tech startups in St. Louis.
Tech startups. A lot of stuff with natural science in St. Louis. Like we have a lot of stuff going on with that too.
I mean, obviously we have like pretty prestigious schools here, like WashU and SLU and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like it's looking up and it's kind of dope to see.
It's really good to see. Where do you rank St. Louis
right now?
Amongst like cities in like the United States? Because I remember like my perspective of St. Louis, like growing up.
Yeah.
I always saw us as like a bad place to live. And that was only because like. It was all about perspective. Like
it depends on which part you're talking about, because if you look at like the murder rate and everything, that's like the city of St. Louis. Because if you add the metropolitan area in there, it doesn't even rank top 10.
Right.
It's crazy because like people don't understand that, and they think like,
oh yeah, they get here and they see how St. Louis is split, and then they're like, oh okay.
Yeah,
it's kind of like with Chicago.
Yeah, and you get like the suburban area, which obviously is not close to the city, like danger, but also you do get it's like just, the downtown, and like if you're going to games, your car could get broken into.
It's the opposite. I feel like with Chicago, cities like Chicago, the city area is the safe part, and the county area is the rough part. So it's like opposite.
Whereas in like safer. New York is just fucking dangerous everywhere. My God. Bro, you can get it anywhere.
I would never live in New York ever.
I mean, I always thought like that would be a cool place to like live or just like hang out just to see the creative stuff. But like, I don't know, even with COVID now, it's like,
dude, when you look at how big like New York is, like when you really think about it, how big that shit is, I'm good, bro. There's no way I can do anything in that city that wouldn't give me anxiety or like it wouldn't. I'm serious because like it's just so much.
Yeah, that's how Chicago's kind of like that though.
Oh my God, Chicago is way smaller than New York. Chicago's a fraction of New York.
That's true,
dude. New York is
like
massive. you got
New York State.
You got 3 islands
in 5 boroughs. Yeah,
each of those islands are just as big as the last island.
Yeah,
and each of those islands have sub islands basically in it, like 4 divisions of sub islands. You got Brooklyn, you got New York, you got Manhattan.
Yeah,
it's too much. I can't do it.
I mean, I would have to go and like explore because I've never been there.
Oh man,
definitely want to do that someday.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to visit, but I couldn't live there, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just experience it first and then make your opinion. I feel like because like I feel like Chicago would be a dope place to live.
Chicago would definitely be a dope place to live. It's a little bit of both.
When you're getting that creative influence, you already know it hits different, bro.
Yeah,
and like that's something that I wish was bigger in St. Louis, was like that creative influence, or like just people doing stuff that you could look to and be like, oh, like I want to do that.
Kanye came from your town. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, Kanye. I mean,
Chance.
Kanye, Juice WRLD, Polo G.
That's just
Chance.
That's the end of it.
Like there are a ton of people in Chicago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All of them, bro.
But like, yeah, it's just something that has to build, but it's definitely on the rise.
Yeah, I would say that that's definitely true. I would say that's one thing I'm starting to believe in, is like no matter where you kind of live or where you come from, you definitely have to build.
Yeah.
That's just like a thing that everyone does.
Yeah.
Anyone who's successful is basically building.
Why not build it where you're from? You know.
Yeah. One of those shows that is really good with that kind of like message is LeBron's show, The Shop.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Oh yeah.
So that's definitely a good show. I say that gives you that message. You get to kind of see a lot of perspectives.
Yeah. What does he say about it, or what did they say about it?
You know, they just go around to each person and talk about like where they came from, what they do to get where they were, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like you get a lot of perspective, but the main message of a lot of those people is like
More than an athlete.
Hey, shout out to More Than an Athlete. They split.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
What happened?
Chad Ochocinco and forgot the other guy's name, but with the braids, the main guy.
Yeah.
Him and Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall and Ochocinco got their own show now. And then Fred, I think his name is Fred something.
Yeah.
He's like that running back and another guy. They got their own show, but it's not as good.
Oh really?
It's not as good.
It's a B squad.
Yeah. They got into it over of course money.
That's how it always goes.
All these shows.
The Joe Budden podcast.
The Joe Budden and Rory thing, like that stuff never ended.
Yeah.
Like, what do you feel about that?
How do I feel about?
You got the Barstool Sports.
I actually looked the other day. They said I looked up a review on the Rory and Mal podcast.
Yeah.
They said at first it was like kind of weird, just like awkward, and like they had to build the chemistry.
Yeah.
But then I think they added a third mic. It was like a female, and they said it's like they listen to it all the time. So that's good. Joe Budden's like, at first his was like off, but now I think he's kind of like getting into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope the best for Joe Budden. Honestly, he like had one of the best podcasts out.
I would agree.
But obviously, I don't think his is one of the best out right now for sure. I feel like Academics is probably better. Like Academics podcast is probably better. But like that's just Academics works so hard, bro.
I still haven't seen his yet, but yeah, he does.
Check his out. He'll have like guest rappers on there, or like just whoever he wants really. But his podcast is good. Obviously you got like Joe Rogan's.
Right.
I watch one. It's called Kill Tony. It's like stand-up comedians doing like a minute, but it's like a live podcast, but it's really like a show almost. I watched that, but no, you have like a lot of good podcasts out there, but yeah, I don't know.
I forgot who has a new one. Someone just made a new podcast. I think Draymond Green has a new one. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a space that I think is going to continue to be